Authorities search for a woman who allegedly abandoned her disabled mother locked in a motel room. Businesses in Joplin prepare for this evening's first Thursday Art Walk.
President Biden heads to a red state to sell his massive infrastructure proposal. I'm Natalie Brent with how he's making the case for paying for the plan.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin police are searching for a woman suspected of leaving her disabled mother locked in a motel room. This is KOAM News at 5. JPD says the manager of the Sunrise Inn on South Rangeline Road noticed one of the guest rooms had a padlock on the door. The manager became suspicious because the room was supposed to be vacant. He broke the lock and found a 61-year-old double amputee in bed who said her daughter had removed her from a nursing home in Miami, Oklahoma, but left the motel. The woman was taken to the hospital as police look for her daughter. Checking in with Doug Heddy. It's been a nice day out there, Doug.
Yeah, it really has. We've had plenty of sunshine across the region. Temperatures pretty good. Most of us upper 60s to near 70 degrees, but clear skies right now. We look great. We had a weak system pass by, gave us a few random showers late last night into the morning hours, but this system is gone. So now, at least for the evening hours, we look pretty good. You can see a high pressure out across central Kansas. See the southerly winds coming back in western Kansas. That is actually a warm front that is developing, and that's going to push in for us tomorrow. One, it's going to warm our temperatures up, but it's also going to give us chances for showers and thunderstorms. Mid to upper 60s to near 70 degrees. We slide back through the 60s, 50s, kind of chilly tonight, down into the mid 40s as we go through the overnight hours. Now, we do have a ton of thunderstorm chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Another local favorite event is coming back to Joplin. KOAM Zach Dodge joins us live from downtown Joplin, where the first Thursday Art Walk is getting ready to start.
In about half an hour, businesses downtown hope to be buzzing with people looking at fine art and having a good time. For some of the sponsors, it's another signal toward a return to normal after a long and hard year. At Club 609, they spent a large part of 2020 closed doing takeout, and when they reopened, their capacity was limited. So they're happy to see people coming back inside the doors.
It's great, and the people are happy too, because they come in. We hear somebody almost every day say, "So glad to be out again and see people," and it feels good. Plus, the Art Walk, obviously, the first Thursday Art Walk starting tonight is great.
There are 6 venues participating in the Art Walk tonight. Club 609 and Joplin Avenue Coffee Company are 2 of them. The fun starts at 5:30. Reporting live in Joplin, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
All right, Zach, thanks. We'll see you again at 6. Mother's Day is this Sunday, and the Washington Family Hope Center in Joplin is offering a classic gift idea: flowers. The center is hosting Blooms of Hope by selling flowers and other plants in a variety of classic or decorative pots. All proceeds will go toward the center's goal of benefiting moms and kids in need.
Blooms of Hope is the first annual fundraiser that we are hoping to grow into an event to benefit Washington Family Hope Center. Brought to you from our moms to your moms for Mother's Day. We've got gorgeous potted plants and flowers that are available for sale.
The sale continues tomorrow at the Washington Family Hope Center from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and on Saturday from 10 a.m. until they sell out. President Biden is back on the road to continue pitching his $2 trillion infrastructure proposal, the American Jobs Plan. Negotiations are expected to pick up steam next week in Washington when Congress returns from recess. As Natalie Brand reports, in the meantime, the president is taking his message to the public.
Traveling to the red state of Louisiana, President Biden made a push for his massive infrastructure proposal using the backdrop of a bridge that's past its prime.
These are the highest values investments you can make as a nation, and they last the longest.
After receiving a poor inspection rating, the I-10 Calcasieu River Bridge is undergoing a replacement project paid for in part through tolls. The president argues his plan would help with a $115 billion funding increase proposed to modernize bridges and roads.
This state is working to rebuild the I-10 bridge, but we can put America to work in every state, fixing roads and bridges that are in desperate need of repair.
The president's proposal also allocates more than $100 billion for water infrastructure, which he plans to highlight later at a New Orleans water plant.
Louisiana is the fourth state the president has visited over the span of a week as part of his Getting America Back on Track tour to sell his jobs and families plan, as well as the proposed tax hike to pay for them.
This is all about making a choice between giving tax breaks to super wealthy and to corporations and investing in working families.
Congressional Republicans say undoing the Trump-era tax cuts are a non-starter, but they're open to compromise on an infrastructure bill.
We've laid out about a $600 billion alternative, so we'll see whether we can reach an agreement.
In agreement, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell will likely discuss next week when he and other top congressional leaders meet with President Biden. Natalie Brent, CBS News, the White House.
In today's remarks, the president also said he plans to have more meetings with Republican lawmakers in the coming days. He added he is willing to compromise on an infrastructure bill, but inaction, he says, is not an option. An Italian court sentenced 2 California friends to life in prison in connection with the stabbing death of a police officer in Rome. Authorities say Finnegan Elder and Gabriel Hort were vacationing in Rome when there was an alleged attempted drug deal. 2 plainclothes police officers tried to arrest the young men, but the tourists say the officers did not identify themselves. Police say Elder stabbed one of the officers 11 times, but the teens say it was self-defense. California officials confirmed there will be a recall election for Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom this year. A petition collected enough signatures to put Newsom's fate up to the voters who elected him 2.5 years ago. He's been roundly criticized for the state's response to the pandemic. Newsom's Republican challengers include former Olympic decathlon champion Caitlyn Jenner. Number 3 House Republican Liz Cheney is blasting her colleagues who say it's time to replace her. For the first time, the House GOP whip called for Cheney to be demoted for publicly disputing former President Trump's claim that he won the election. Now, President Biden is weighing in, saying the GOP appears to be locked in a struggle over its identity. Still ahead, the FDA authorizes several over-the-counter at-home COVID-19 tests. And next in Health Watch, some doctors are using a new procedure to help reduce the need for a hip replacement for dysplasia patients. A blood test may help doctors determine more accurately how close a woman is to going into labor. Researchers at Stanford say they've developed a technique that analyzes a woman's immune signals and allows them to narrow the delivery period to 2 weeks. Doctors believe they can get even more precise as they perfect the technique. May is Arthritis Awareness Month, and hip dysplasia is one of the leading causes of hip arthritis. Hip dysplasia is a condition where the ball and socket joint of the hip does not properly form in utero or throughout childhood. Currently, every newborn in the U.S. is examined for hip dysplasia, but if not properly diagnosed and treated, hip problems can arise years or even decades later. But there are procedures to help doctors preserve patients' hips and reduce the need for a later hip replacement. 41-year-old Dot Lamset-Roche works out to keep her bones healthy and strong. Growing up, that was not always easy. As a baby, Dot was diagnosed with hip dysplasia.
They caught mine when I was about 14 months when I was trying to walk.
Surgery and a full body cast helped correct Dot's hip dysplasia. But 40 years later, Dot's hips were bothering her so much that even walking became a hassle.
My quality of life was such that I was no longer able to walk. So it became this ridiculous thing where like the family would walk and then mom would drive.
She tried acupuncture, massage, physical therapy, and nothing worked.
It's very obliquely oriented, which means that every time she walks or stands, the ball is trying to slide up this way out of her socket. The reason why it's a concern, or the reason why it's a problem, is it's one of the leading causes of hip arthritis.
Surgeon Joel Williams recommended a periacetabular osteotomy, or PAO, surgery.
And that procedure is designed to make some cuts around the hip socket and position it to a more normal location.
The surgery decreases hip pain, improves hip function, and stops the damage occurring inside the joint that can lead to hip arthritis over time.
The main purpose is to preserve the hip joint for as long as possible.
For Dot, who had the surgery, that was good news.
My pain is significantly less. I got to keep my joint.
Now this mother of 3 is able to keep up with her kids. 1 in 10 hip replacements are because of dysplasia. Hip dysplasia is more common in girls than in boys, and some risk factors for hip dysplasia includes being the firstborn and being born breached. Older adults with kidney disease face a greater chance of developing dementia. That's according to Swedish researchers. Their study found that almost 10% of dementia cases can be tied to chronic kidney disease, and that the risk goes up with more severe kidney decline. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, the Labor Department releases its latest weekly unemployment numbers.
And of course, more rain is right back in the forecast. We're going to check that out coming up next. It's turned out to be a pretty good Thursday for us today. We've had quite a bit of sunshine, since some clouds and a few random showers late last night into the morning hours. But temperature's good, just a smidge cooler than what we did have yesterday, as we hit 70 today into the upper 60s for highs. Mid 60s northern counties, upper 60s central counties, southern counties near 70 degrees. We have this kind of light northerly wind, but it looks good. Mostly sunny skies. Currently outside from the station, sitting at 66. North winds 10 to 15, humidity kind of low at 40%. Through the evening hours, it's going to be dry. Slide back through the 60s, 50s, kind of chilly tonight. We're going to drop all the way back into the mid 40s for overnight lows, but nothing going on. Sunny skies, clear. Most central plains look pretty good behind this system, fast moving weak wave that rolled through last night into the morning hours. But if we look out toward the west, we got this ridge of high pressure which is working in, but just past it, a big upper level low, and that's a storm system that will start to affect us. It's really going to send little waves of energy at us for about 4 or 5 days. We're going to have chances for rain. All right, let's go through tonight. Some clouds will start to increase late tonight, but tonight's going to be fine. Look at these spotty showers starting to pick up early in the morning. So as we go through the morning hours, mainly on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side, scattered showers, maybe a few scattered thunder showers, getting going out across southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. These continue to work through late morning into the early afternoon, and then most of these will be gone by the time we head into the evening hours. Nothing strong, nothing severe, but we are going to have these spotty showers across the region. Then tomorrow night, here's 11:30. Warm front starts to lift in. More scattered thunderstorms. These are mainly going to be in our northern counties tomorrow night into Saturday morning. I think we could start the day on Saturday with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then once we get on that south side of the warm front, we really start to warm up. We're going to have partly sunny skies. I think temperatures will press 80 by the time we head into Saturday. But that's when we need to watch that next storm system. So a little wider view. Let's go into Saturday evening. I think we could get some spotty little thunderstorms, mainly out across central Kansas down through Oklahoma. I really think for us, we're mainly going to be dry as we go through the day. But look at these thunderstorms that start to work in by mid to late evening. So a few of these could work in, and if they do, they could be strong to severe. And then Saturday night into Sunday morning, we get a line that drives through. Those could be strong to severe, and that's going to be an overnight severe event. Saturday night into Sunday morning, we get some showers, and then I think the bulk of Mother's Day is looking pretty good. So let's break this down for you. We got scattered showers tomorrow. We got a low severe threat Saturday evening and Saturday night. Morning showers on Mother's Day, and then most of next week, just chilly with showers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. No severe threat. Of course, you can always get my long-range forecast and when we are going to have severe threats on my month-long blog. That's KOAMNewsNow.com. 67 tomorrow, 80 on Saturday, 70 on Mother's Day, 60 on Monday. Look at the highs, only into the upper 50s next Tuesday and Wednesday.
And chances of at least of rain over the next 6 days.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Thanks, Doc. Coming up, the FDA approved some at-home COVID-19 tests, which give results in just minutes. First, though, we honor a local World War II veteran. George Geiger served in the U.S. Army from 1944 to 46. The Erwin, Missouri native was stationed in the Philippines, and we salute Sergeant George Geiger, our four-state hero. Topping Consumer Watch, more progress in the job market. According to the Labor Department, first-time filings for weekly jobless claims fell by 92,000 to 498,000. That was better than expected. And tomorrow we're going to get the monthly jobs report. Economists believe that nearly 1 million jobs were added last month. Getting tested for the coronavirus just got a little easier. The FDA has authorized 5 over-the-counter COVID tests that give results at home in just minutes. Dr. John LaPook took a look at the new tests with the experts at Popular Science magazine.
Steph, a very deep three.
Before watching Steph Curry lead the Golden State Warriors, unvaccinated fans at home games are required to score a negative COVID test, either at the arena or before leaving home. The Warriors are offering ticket holders the Lucira test. It's one of 5 over-the-counter COVID tests recently authorized by the FDA. Results are ready in 30 minutes or less.
Twist and pull the tab off the processing fluid container.
Claire Maldarelli on the team at Popular Science evaluated several at-home test kits.
This is the Abbott Binax Now, and I'm going to try it.
Samples are collected through nasal swabs that don't have to go too far up the nose.
4, 5.
How was the nose swab?
No big deal because I'm not going all the way up.
They don't need to be mailed or sent to a lab for analysis.
Put 6 drops. Close over the swab.
Results are ready in 15 to 30 minutes.
And I am, as expected, negative.
Popular Science found the tests were easy to use with a small learning curve.
It is blue. Thank you, Lord.
Even with a negative result, someone with COVID symptoms should check with their doctor. That's because these home tests are not perfect. The FDA told CBS News, in order to be authorized, these home tests have to agree with the gold standard PCR results at least 90% of the time.
And you could be negative today, have a little bit of virus, and then 36 hours later, there's a lot more virus, so you test again, and then it's positive.
Exactly. It's just a snapshot in time.
And for those not yet immunized, like school-aged children, frequent at-home testing could help curb spread.
Dr. John LaPook, CBS News, New York.
The at-home tests are becoming increasingly available online and in major drugstores. They cost between $24 and more than $100. Some insurance companies will cover the cost, but may require a prescription. Google is relaxing its back-to-work plan. The tech giant says it expects 20% of its staff to continue to work from home after its offices reopen in the fall. And 60% of its workforce will work a hybrid schedule, which would include about 3 days in the office and 2 days wherever the employee works best. Final check of the forecast next. The CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, a new report from the state of Missouri says more Missourians died in 2020 than were born. Plus, we're going to hear more from Joplin businesses as the first Thursday Art Walk of the season gets underway. And Pitt State hosts a drone competition for area high school students. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Checking back with Doug Hetty. It was a nice day, I guess, to fly some drones today or do anything else outside, really.
Yeah, not too windy, and this evening's going to be pretty good as well as we have clear skies. Temps drop back through the 60s. Pretty much clear all night long. We'll start to get the clouds increasing in the morning and then some on and off showers, maybe even a few thunder showers late morning into the early afternoon. And then some thunderstorms late tomorrow night into Saturday morning and then again another round Saturday night. Some of those could be strong to severe. We do warm up quite a bit by the weekend, and then we really cool back down most of next week.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.